pitch at 1 o'clock. Then softball will be on the road down in Peru, Nebraska, taking on Peru State. That should be a 1 o'clock start time. Pregame show about 12:45 from Peru, Nebraska. If you, no, I haven't. And of course, to give you the standings there for in the North Division, that's Mount Mercy 12 and 4, 23 and 12 altogether. Grandview 9 and 5, 23 and 11. Culver Stockton 8 and 10, 15 and 23. Graceland is 5 and 9, 19 and 15. William Penn is also the number 4 spot. They're 5 and 9, 19 and 15 as well. Actually 13 and 23. Clark 4 and 10, 11 and 20. Peru State 4 and 14, 7 and 28. First in the South Division, Central Methodist. They are 9 and 3, 22 and 8 altogether. Baker 8 and 4, 28 and 6. Evangel 11 and 7, 24 and 14. Missouri Valley 9 and 6, 20 and 15. Benedictine 8 and 6, 18 and 19. Mid American Nazarene 9 and 8, 19 and 14, and then Park 6 and 12 and 7 and 18 as well. Of course, also tomorrow starts the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs starting at 6 p.m. That is the New York Islanders taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Then at 6:30 p.m., that's the Florida Panthers take on the Boston Bruins there. The Boston Bruins, the best team in the NHL. They are the President's Trophy winner. 8:30 p.m., the Minnesota Wild takes on the Dallas Stars. And then we close out at 9 p.m. The Los Angeles Kings take on the Edmonton Oilers. Of course, the games starts at 6 p.m. on ESPN2. Florida Boston be on ESPN television. Should be a lot of fun there. And we'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups. First for the visiting team, that is Grandview. And of course, leading off is their center fielder, Peyton Moffitt. Batting second is their right fielder, Alex Lee. Batting third, their first baseman is their team's leading hitter, Abby Sutton. Batting fourth, the designated player, is Jessica Walljasper. And I'm thinking she'll also probably pitch in game 2 as well. Batting in the number 5 spot is their catcher, Rachel Anderson. Batting 6 is their left fielder, Mackenzie Meister. Batting in the number 7 spot, their second baseman, number 14, Kylie Marcel. Batting 8th is their shortstop, Chloe Kolowski. And he in the number 9 spot is their third baseman, number 22. That's Megan White. And today's starting pitcher for Grandview is Austin. That looks like it's Austin Kreese. Kreese as well. For your Central Met, so we got Moffitt, Lee, Sutton, Walljasper, Anderson, Meister, Marcel Kolowski, White. And today's starting pitcher, it looks like Alyssa Brent. For your Central Methodist Lee Eagles, leading off playing center field is Kalina Oots. Batting second, their third baseman, that's Joey Kreider. Batting fourth, the second baseman, Madison White. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Elizabeth Palumbo. Batting fifth is the catcher, Lauren Hill. Batting sixth, the designated player is Montana Stagel. Batting seventh, their shortstop, Madison Roberts. Batting eighth, their left fielder, Casey Jolly. And of course, batting ninth, their right fielder, Caitlin Kaiser. And starting today, Fayette's own Jordan Ball. So we got Oots, Kreider, White, Palumbo, Hill, Stagel, Roberts, Jolly, Kaiser, Fayette's own Jordan Ball getting the start. Oh, okay, I'll just put it right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's welcome. Oh yeah. Just, Our starting lineups in the national anthem. Quentin Norris here today. And we'll go ahead and set the defense for you. Sponsored by Commercial Trust Bank out in left field. That's Casey Jolly, center fielder. Kalina Oots. Out in right field, Caitlin Kaiser. And the infield, Joey Kreider at third. Shortstop, Madison Roberts. Second baseman, Madison White. The first baseman, Elizabeth Palumbo. And behind the plate is Lauren Hill, and Fayette's own Jordan Ball gets the start. 8-3 with a 1.58 ERA, 26 walks, and 84 strikeouts there. Should be a fun one there. Of course, yesterday we had 78 degrees, and it's really cooled off a lot. Really since maybe during the evening hours last night as well. So we'll go ahead and give you the lineups there. That is Peyton Moffitt out in center field. That is their in left, and that's Alex Lee. Then Abby Sutton, Jessica Wall Jasper, Rachel Anderson, Mackenzie Meister. There's Peyton Moffitt, 393, 395 hitter, no homers, 13 RBI. From Des Moines, home of Greenview, that's the AAA home of the Chicago Cubs, the Iowa Cubs. First time I remember those several years ago. I remember reading the Kansas City Star. First pitch. That is a ball. One ball, no strikes. Came at 1 p.m. Temperature 45 degrees. The time and temperature is sponsored by the parking spot. Easy to spot and easy to park. The 1-0 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike one. 1-1 the count on Peyton Moffitt. Left-handed hitter up there. Infield at normal depth. Here's the 1-1. It's a high pop up there. Let's see who calls for it. I think that's Madison Roberts. And there's out number one for Alex Lee. 396 hitter, no homers, 12 RBIs from Carlisle, Iowa. Crowd starting to file in on this Sunday afternoon, April 16th. First pitch to him, fouls it to the screen. Just a week ago, we had Easter Sunday. 0-1 to count on Alex Lee. Jordan Ball getting the sign from Lauren Hill. Here's the 0-1. Tries the bunt. That's strike two there. 0-2 the count on Alex Lee. 0-2 the count. Infield at normal depth. Outfield more toward left. The 0-2. Strike three call. So two quick outs now. And now the team's leading hitter, Abby Sutton. Abby Sutton, 441 hitter, 2 homers, 30 RBIs. Of course, tied for the team lead in home runs and leads the team in RBIs. Two quick outs in the first pitch. There's a strike call. No balls and a strike. Looks like Jessica Wall Jasper on deck. Greenview looks like in the gray uniforms. White pants, red numerals. The 0-1 fouls it off. And the count is 0-2. Central Methodist looks like the all green there, along with the black pants. Looks like the black trim, black numerals, and the birds on the bats. 0-2 the count on Abby Sutton. Jordan Ball getting the sign. The 0-2. It's a little pop-up. I think that's Palumbo. That's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We got to the bottom of the first inning. No score. And we'll go ahead and set the defense for you there. And it's sponsored by Subway. Out in left field, Mackenzie Meister. In center field, that is Peyton Moffitt. Alex Lee's in right field. In the infield, that is Megan White. At shortstop, Chloe Kotloski. At second base, that's Kylie Marcel. At first base, Abby Sutton behind the plate. Rachel Anderson. There you look at the starting pitcher, Jessica Walljasper. 9-4 with a 2.17 ERA, 36 walks, and 99 strikeouts. Here's the starting lineup for Central Methodist. Kalina Oots in center field. Joey Kreider is at third. Madison White is at second base. Elizabeth Palumbo is at first. Lauren Hill is at behind the plate. Montana Stagel, designated player. Madison Roberts at shortstop. Casey Jolly in left field, and Caitlin Kaiser is in right field. You see the numbers so far there. Has the curveball, the fastball. Trying to keep these hitters off balance. See Pat Reardon coaching at third. That's Jonathan Lynch down in the first base coach's box. There's Kalina Oots. 396 hitter, no homers, 14 RBIs. From Kansas City, went to Staley High School. Same area where my friend Melissa Krogh used to be the girls' basketball coach. And then their current girls' coach is Sherry Butt. Both Melissa Krogh and Sherry Butt went to Central Methodist. And a strike call, 0-1 now on Kalina Oots. 0-1 the count. The infield crowded in at the corners, anticipating maybe a bunt. Ball one there into the field turf. If that was Tiger Woods, or maybe Roy McIlroy or Jordan Spieth, they probably would try to golf it about 200 yards there from home plate toward maybe the outfield wall. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. That's low. 2-1 in the count. Two and one on Kalina Oots. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's your 2-1 pitch. It's a ground ball just past the shortstop in the center field. That'll be a base hit. First hit of the game for Central Methodist. And here's Joey Kreider. .333 hitter, no homers, 20 RBIs from Eagle, Idaho. That's around the Boise area. First pitch. There's a strike call on the outside corner. 0-1 now. Madison White on deck. I'm sure a lot of her fans are listening in. From Eagle, Idaho. 0-1 now. Hits the high pop up there. And it's off the third baseman's glove, trying to do the famous, the over the shoulder catch. And the 0-2 count. The only person I would tell you that would try that and be successful would be Willie Mays. He even did that in the 1954 World Series off the bat of Vic Wirtz. That was in the Polo Ground, going about 460 feet. 0-2 the count. There's a strike three call, so one down now for Madison White. .337 hitter, 2 homers, 25 RBIs from Columbia. Went to Rockbridge High School. Of course, her mom is Taryn, who I know her from Central Methodist. And her aunt is Tristy, who also is a graduate of Central Methodist. Her grandmother, Joyce, used to work in the financial aid office. I remember during my tenure at Central Methodist. 0-1 in the count. The 0-1 now. That's a little bit hot. Oots is taking off for second. Here's the throw. That will go into center field, but not far enough to advance the runner. It's a good job by the outfielder backing up the play. Was Peyton Moffitt. Good job there. So the count is 1-1 on Madison White. Oots is at second. Here's the 1-1. That's a bit inside there. 2 balls and a strike. Glad to have you with us. As Vin Scully would say, hey, let's pull up a chair there. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Madison White. Oots is at second with 1 out. 2-2 the count. Here's your 2-2 pitch. Chops it foul. Still 2-2. Like wants a new ball there. 2-2 on Madison White. Oots is at second with the leadoff single. Kreider struck out and then stole second. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call, so 2 quick outs now for Elizabeth Palumbo. 287 hitter, homer and 16 RBIs from Sterling, Illinois, around the Chicago area. Her home run came just a week ago on Good Friday against Baker in game number 2. That was a game-winning home run there. If I recall, that was a 4-3 victory in game number 2. 1-0 the count. After this is done, I think that we got about 12 games left on the schedule. Strike 1-1 now. 4 this week. I got 8 this week, and then 4 more for the end of April. 1 ball, 1 strike on Elizabeth Palumbo. That's a bit high. 2-1 now with Lauren Hill on deck. 2-1 on Elizabeth Palumbo. Left-handed hitter up there. Where's 23? Like another famous first baseman, World War 23, Don Mattingly. 2-1 pitch. Lines a shot. That will be a base hit there. Oots is rounding third. She will come in to score. Oots. There's Palumbo. She is in there with a double. And Central Methodist leads it 1-0 there. Goes with the pitch and got a double. And RBI number 17 on the air for Elizabeth Palumbo. There's Lauren Hill, 333 hitter, no homers, 16 RBIs from California, Missouri. So Palumbo's a second with the double. First pitch to her. That is a strike call. 0-1 the count. With Montana Stagel on deck. 0-1 on Lauren Hill. The 0-1. That's a bit high. 1-1. Montana Stagel on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike on Lauren Hill. 1-1 to count. 1-1. That's a ball. 2 balls and a strike. 1-0 Central Methodist. 2 hits already in the second. Already in this first inning. On this overcast Sunday afternoon. 2-1 to count. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it to the screen. And it's 2-2. 2-2 count on Lauren Hill. 2-2 to count. That could be a balk, but no. Oh, time called. Yeah, that's an illegal pitch. 3-2 to count. Yeah. I think in Major League Baseball that would have been a balk. And that would move. In that case, we would move Palumbo to third. 3-2 the count. Palumbo's at second. Here's 3-2 pitch. Hits a little pop up there. See who calls for it. And the second baseman makes the catch for the third out. So 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. 1 left. We're through one. Central Methodist 1, Grandview nothing. One run, two hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, no errors for Grandview. Here's Jessica Wall Jasper. A 289 hitter, 1 homer, 13 RBIs from Urbandale, Iowa. First pitch. That is a strike call. No balls and one strike. 0-1 the count. 0-1 now, and that's high. 1-1 now. 1-1 the count. One ball, one strike. The 1-1 pitch. There's a bit inside. Well, it looked like it was strike two, but the home plate umpire says no, it's ball two. Little sprinkles just falling down from the sky. There's a strike, 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. Jordan Ball getting the sign from Lauren Hill. 2-2 pitch. Strike three call. The first 4 outs recorded. And here is Rachel Anderson. 317 hitter, 1 homer, 34 RBI. Leads the team in RBIs. From Eldridge, Iowa. First pitch to her. It's a high fly ball. Oots has some room. Makes the catch for out number two. So 2 outs now for Mackenzie Meister. Meister. There's Mackenzie Meister from Burt, Iowa. Two quick outs now, and it's high. 1-0 the count. One ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes, the 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Meister, 429 hitter, 1 homer, 6 RBIs. 1-1 the count, 1-1 pitch. Swings and misses, strike two. 1-2 the count. 1-2 the count. Mackenzie Meister. Here's a 1-2. That's outside, 2-2. 2-2 the count. On Mackenzie Meister. 2-2 pitch. Strike three call. A 1-2-3 inning goes Grandview. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Bottom of the second, still 1-0 Central Methodist. Let's stay going. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, no errors for Grandview. And Stagel, 278 hitter, 2 homers, 13 RBIs from Rockville, Missouri. I think around the southwest part of Missouri. First pitch. That's a strike call. No balls and 1 strike. On deck is Madison Roberts. 0-1 pitch. That's strike 2 on the inside corner. 0-2. 0-2 now on Montana Stagel. 0-2. Fouls it to the screen, and it's 0-2. One-two pitch. Strike 3 call on the outside corner. Looked like it was a little bit outside, but it caught the outside corner. So 1 out now. Here's Madison Roberts up there. 301 hitter, homer, 20 RBIs from Elkhart, Illinois, around the Quincy, Illinois area. There's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 now. Central Methodist got a run in the first inning on the double by Elizabeth Palumbo. 0-1 the count. 0-1 now. That's up high. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. The 1-1. That's a ball. 2-1 in the count. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count. 2-1 pitch. It's a little pop up there. That may go out of play. I think that's out of play. Yeah, good effort there by the third baseman. But I think the ball hit the screen of the third base dugout before she caught the ball. 2-2 to count. 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Central Methodist. Quentin Norris from the catbird seat. 2-2 pitch. That's a bit high. 3-2 now. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Madison Roberts. On deck is Casey Jolly. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4 now, so a 1-out walk. Here's Casey Jolly. 329 hitter, homer, 8 RBIs from Nampa, Idaho. Of course, 29 years ago on March the 10th, Central Methodist men's basketball team played a opening round of the NAIA Division II tournament in Nampa on the campus of Northwest Nazarene College. And it's a ball. They won their first round game. Then the next day, they lost to Eureka of Illinois. Of course, went on to win the national championship that year. One ball, no strikes. Caitlin Kaiser on deck. The 1-0. Pops it up there. I think shortstop calls for it. And there's out number 2 for Caitlin Kaiser. 398 hitter. 2 homers, 28 RBIs. First from Staley High School. Also, one of my friends' daughter goes to Staley. Her name is Haley Moorhead. Her mom is Terry. Of course, I went to high school with Terry. Strike one there. 0-1 the count on Caitlin Kaiser. Kalina Oots is on deck. Here's the 0-1 now. That's strike two. 0-2 the count. Oh and 2 now on Caitlin Kaiser, right fielder. At first base, Madison Roberts. She drew a walk. Here's the 0-2. That's strike three call, so no runs, no hits, no errors. One left on. We head to the third. 1-0 Central Methodist. Who is that? 14. One run, two hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, no errors for Grandview. Here's Kylie Marisol, 267 hit, homer, 19 RBIs. She is from a town of Dallas Center, Iowa. First pitch to her. Fouls it off. Strike one. 0-1 the count. No balls and a strike on Kylie Marisol. Here's the 0-1. That's a bit high. 1-1. One ball, one strike. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. It's the pop up there. I think it's Madison White calling for it. She makes the catch for out number 1. She's got the first 7 outs recorded. Here is Chloe Klotowski. 235 hitter, no homers, 1 RBI. First pitch, that's inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. She is from Des Moines. The one, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count. Of course, just a few years ago, I think Savannah Guthrie and Al Roker made the trip there for the Today Show. 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. 2-1 now. Two balls and 1 strike on Chloe Koloski. There's the 2-1. Strike two. 2-2 now. 2-2 the count. With Megan White on deck. 2-2 the count. Here's the 2-2. Missed. 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Chloe Kowalski. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. 2 outs now. I got 4 strikeouts so far for Jordan Ball. Here's Megan White. 244 hitter, no homers, 5 RBIs. From Geneva, Illinois. The 0 first pitch. That's a ball inside. 1-0 the count. One and 0 the count to Megan White. Infield at normal depth. The 1-0. There's a strike. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Megan White. 1-1 pitch. It's a high pop up there. Let's see who calls for it. I think it's the shortstop. Madison Roberts has it. And there's the first 9 outs recorded. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. Here's Kalina, single, scores Joel second, scored the first run on the double by Elizabeth Palumbo. 1-0 Central Methodist. Here's the first pitch. Slaps out one, and it's caught by the third baseman for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Joey Kreider. Struck out her first time up. Joey Kreider. First pitch to her. Hits a little fish shot, and the third baseman makes the basket catch for 2 quick outs there. There's Madison White. Struck out her first time up there. Bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 Central Methodist. First pitch to her. Ooh, way inside. 1 ball, no strike. Oh, they hit her. So it's a hit by pitch. Here's Elizabeth Palumbo. She doubled, drove in a run her first time up. And for Elizabeth Palumbo, that's number 17 on the year. White's at first. She was hit by a pitch. That is a ball. 1-0 to count. One ball, no strikes. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Central Methodist has had at least a base run in every inning. Their last hit was by Palumbo on the double. 2-0 the count. I wonder if she has the green light from Pat Reardon. 2-0 pitch. Hits the ground ball to the second baseman. Throws the first for the third out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and one left on. We head to the top of the fourth inning. Central Methodist 1, Grandview nothing. Two, 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 two. One run, two hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, no errors for Grandview. Peyton Moffat, she popped out to Madison Roberts, her first time up. Here's the first pitch to her. That is a strike call. 0-1 the count. 0 balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1. Fouls it to the screen, and it's 0-2. 0-2 the count. 0-2, even though it says 1-1. Fouls that one off. Scoreboard says 1-2, but I think it's 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Popped it up. That's going to go foul. Still 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Peyton Moffat. Here comes the 1-2. That's up high. I think it's 2-2. Yeah, 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Peyton Moffat. Jordan Ball getting the sign from Lauren Hill. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, inside, 2-2. Yep, 2-2, says by the home plate umpire. 2-2 pitch. That's foul balls. Still 2-2. 2-2, top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Central Methodist. Quentin Norris here singing the catbird seat. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3. She went from 0-2 to 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. Pots it foul. If Harry Carey was here, Harry would have brought his net. 3-2 now on Peyton Moffat. Pop to Madison Roberts, her first time up. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Popped it. I think that's Oots calling for it. Makes the catch. 1 down now for Alex Lee, who struck out her first time up. First pitch to her. Strike. 0-1 the count. No balls and one strike. 0-1 now on Alex Lee. Here's the 0-1 now. Strike 2. 0-2 now. 0-2 now on Alex Lee. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3, call number 5 for Jordan Ball. Here's Abby Sutton. She popped out to Elizabeth Palumbo, her first time up. Here's the first pitch. Fouls it to the screen. 0-1 now. 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1. Popped it up. Palumbo calls for it. Makes the catch. And 1, 2, 3 inning. We are halfway home. 1-0 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. Jordan Ball has a perfect game going as Jessica Wall Jasper struck out her first time up. 5 strikeouts through 4 innings and a perfect game. And I'm sure millions of people around the world are watching it on television, including the ones here in Fayette. A fly ball. That's hit well, and it's off, and it's a home run. So suddenly it's 4-1 now. And Jessica Wall-Jasper as her second of the year, RBI number 14. Rachel Anderson flew out to Kalina Oots her first time up. First pitch. There's a high pop up there. Let's see who calls for it. And that's into the Central Methodist bullpen area. As long as they watch out for the old transistor radio. 0-1 to count on Rachel Anderson. Here comes the 0-1 on a high pop up there. See who calls for it. That's Madison White there for out number 1. And here's Mackenzie Meister. She struck out her first time up. There's a strike call, 0-1 to count. Of course, tomorrow starts the Stanley Cup playoffs. Game at 6 p.m. on ESPN2, the New York Islanders and the Carolina Hurricanes. First pitch, 0-1, that's a strike 2. And 6:30 p.m., the Boston Bruins, the best record in the National League, the winner of the President's Trophy, take on the Florida Panthers. 0-2 the count. That's up high, 1-2. 8:30 p.m., Game 1 of the Western Conference playoffs. The Minnesota Wild and the Dallas Stars. At 9 p.m., Los Angeles Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. 1-2 pitch. Misses that one, 2-2. The game at 6 p.m., 6:30 will start at 6 o'clock with the pregame show hosted by Steve Levy, Chris Chelios, PK Subin, along with Mark Messier. 2-2 the count. Two and two the count. 2-2 pitch. Chops it foul. And it's still 2-2. And toward the 2 o'clock hour. Second game scheduled for 3. Two and two the count. 2-2 pitch. Strikeout. was also hit by a pitch in the third inning. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Go there. Not in time. That's an infield there. Good hustle there by Madison White. Here's Elizabeth Palumbo, 1 for 2. She had a double and an RBI in the first inning. That gave her a total of 17. First pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 now. 6 hits already for Central Methodist. They had a run in the first on the double by Palumbo, then 3 more in the fourth inning. The 2-run double by Caitlin Kaiser, and then the triple by Kalina Oots. 4-1's our score, and then Grandview had a run in the fifth inning on the home run by Jessica Wall Jasper. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. Hits a high fly ball to left field. The left fielder couldn't get to it. That gets by her. White is headed for third. He is being waved around. Here's Palumbo. That will be a triple, and it's now 5-1 Central Methodist. 2 RBIs on the day for Palumbo, number 18. Here's Lauren Hill, 0 for 1. Popped the second and then was hit by a pitch in the fourth inning. That started and scored. That led to the 3-run rally. Infield in. And she fouled that off. Strike one. 5-1 Central Methodist. Going for win number 23, but most importantly, 10-3 in the conference. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 hits the ground ball right through the drawn infield. Palumbo will score to make it 6-1 now. And I'm sure her dad Brian is smiling down from Fayette, from California, Missouri. And for Lauren Hill, number 17 on the year. And now time has been called. We'll just take it with you. Here we are in the bottom of the fifth inning. Central Methodist 6. Grandview 1. Feeling number 19. Iceman. That's what. So 4 innings. So Mighty Heisman, new pitcher on the mound, 4-3 for 3.74 ERA, 14 walks, 29 strikeouts. So Lauren Hills at first on the single that went through the drawn infield. They make it 6-1 now as Montana State go 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch to her. That is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0. That's 2-0 the count. 2 balls and no strikes on Montana Stagel. Lauren Hills at first. The 2-0. Strike. 2-1. 2-1 the count. The 2-1. Fouls it to the screen. 2-2. Two and two the count. 2-2 pitch. Just missed. 3-2 now. Madison Roberts on deck. Still nobody out. 3-2. Fouls it off. 3-2. Just to increase the tension. 3-2. Strike three call, so one down now. Here's Madison Roberts. 0 for 1, drew a walk, and then flew out to center field. There's a strike. 0-1 now. There we 3 hits this inning for Central Methodist. Lead 6-1 now. The 0-1. There's another one. That's strike 2 on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. 0-2 pitch. That's missed. Just missed on the outside corner. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. One and two the count on Madison Roberts. 1-2 pitch. That's a bit high. 2-2. 2-2 the count. Casey Jolly on deck. 2-2 pitch. Lines it right to the shortstop. Throw to first, and they got her. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on. We head to the 6th inning. Central Methodist 6, Grandview 1. There we go. There we go. Okay. Six runs, 8 hits, no errors for Central Methodist, 1 run, a hit, and no errors for Grandview. It looks like we'll have a pinch hitter there for Grandview. It looks like Ellie Snetzelnar. It's one of those things where, as my junior high history teacher John Gurman would say, try to say that 20 times fast. First pitch is a strike call. 0-1 now. Ellie Setzenlar, 143 hitter, no homers, 3 RBIs from Altoona, Iowa. 0-1 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike 2. 0-2 to count with Megan White on deck. Jordan Ball just cruising along. 0-2. Ooh, way high. 1-2. One ball and two strikes on Ellie Snetzelar. The 1-2 pitch. 2-2 the count. Two balls and two strikes. 2-2 pitch. Just missed. 3-2. 3-2 the count on Ellie Snetzelar. 3-2 pitch. Grounded foul. And we'll be at 3-2. Three and two the count on Ellie Snetzelar. 3-2 pitch. Strike three call. Good job of framing it by Lauren Hill. And there's one out now in the sixth. And there's Megan White. She popped out to Madison Roberts her first time up. Seven strikeouts for Jordan Ball. There's the pitch. Ooh, way up high. 1-0. The only hit for Grandview was the fifth inning home run by Jessica Walljasper. The 1-0 pitch to her. There's a strike. 1-1 now. 0-1 ball, one strike. The 1-1. Strike two. 1-2 the count. One ball and two strikes. The 1-2. Ooh, outside. 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. 2-2 pitch. Misses. 3-2. 3-2 the count. 3-2 pitch. Oh, that's ball four. First walk issued by Jordan Ball. And now here's Peyton Moffitt. 0 for 2. It's a high fly ball. Jolly makes the catch. And the throw to first kind of gets away, but not far enough. What a great catch there by Casey Jolly. Out in left field, or as Mel Allen would say it, how about that? So two outs now for Alex Lee. 0 for 2 with two strikeouts. First pitch to her. Tries the bunt. That is a foul ball. I thought maybe Joey Cryer would try to do like Lenny Randall used to do for the Seattle Mariners. Try to blow the softball foul. I remember the first time he did that. I remember seeing it on This Week in Baseball back in the late 70s with Mel Allen. And the other time, I think it was on NBC Game of the Week telecast, where they always have the Marv Albert Achievement Awards. slaps it to left. Jolly makes the catch. How about that? And I know Mel Allen is smiling down from heaven. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left. 5 of the 6. 6-1 Central Methodist. Six runs, 8 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. A run and a hit, and no errors for Grandview. As Casey Jolly up there, 1 for 2 with a single. And that single started that 3-run fourth inning there. Boy, she made 2 spectacular catches, just like the great Leon Jones used to do that for the New York Mets back in the 60s. And the first pitch lays out a beautiful bunt. The throw, not in time. Beautiful job there by Casey Jolly laying it down. And it's a bunt single. There's Caitlin Kaiser. 1 for 2 with a double and drove in 2 runs. That came in the fourth inning. That gave Central Methodist a 3-0 lead. First pitch. That is a strike call. 0-1 in the count. Kaiser already this season with 25 RBIs. 0-1 in the count, and it's high. 1-1. 1-1 to Caitlin Kaiser. 1-1 pitch. 2-1 now. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 to Caitlin Kaiser. 2-1. It's a little pop up there. I think the second baseman will call for it for out number 1. Here's Kalina Oots. 1-2 for 3 with a single double and single triple and RBI. That is a ball. 1-0 the count. Looks like we have some Dodger blue skies just peeking through the clouds here at the Cox Softball Complex. Kaiser Jolly's at first. That's ball 2. And Central Methodist can get 3 more runs here. They can win it on the 8-run rule. Joey Kreider on deck. Here's the 2-0. 3-0 the count. 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0. Takes it all the way. 3-1. 3-1 now on Kalina Oots. 3-1. Swings and misses. 3-2. 3-2 the count. 3-2. Slaps the foul. Oh, nice kick save and a beauty there by Pat Reardon. Trying to be like Martin Brodeur used to do for the New Jersey Devils. 3-2 pitch. Slaps it to the pitcher. Her only play is the first for out number 2, but moves Casey Jolly to second. Here's Joey Kreider. 0 for 3 on the day. Jolly's at second. And there's a strike. 0-1 the count. 6-1's our score. 0-1 the count. Looks like the pitcher's tying her shoes. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1. On the outside corner, 0-2. 0-2 the count to Joey Kreider. Jolly's at second. Her friend from Idaho. And it's a ball. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch. Ooh, way outside. 2-2. Two and two the count. Slaps it foul. Still 2-2. Two and two on Joey Kreider. 2-2 pitch. Pots that one foul. Still 2-2. Strike three call. So no runs on one hit, no errors, and they leave one. We head to the top of the seventh inning. Central Methodist 6. Grandview 1. Let's see. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors for Grandview. So now it is Abby Sutton. 0 for 2 twice has popped out. Popped out to Elizabeth Palimbo. Lays out a bunt. Jordan Ball throws over the first and got a good hustle there by Madison White. So 1 down, 2 to go. In front of these 40,000 fans, and millions are watching on television. On the television screen. Here's Jessica Walljasper, 1 for 2 with a home run. That came in the 5th inning. That made it 4-1 now. But suddenly Central Methodist has added 2 more there for the 6-1 lead. On 1 the count. One, 0-1, and it's 1-1 now. Nice stop there by Lauren Hill. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. Here comes your 1-1. That's ball. 2-1. 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count. How's it all? 2-2. 2-2 the count on Jessica Wall Jasper. 2-2 pitch. Hits a fly ball. Kalina Oates has it. Has some plenty of room. Makes the catch for out number 2. So one more out to go for a Central Methodist victory. Win number 23, but most importantly, 10-3 in the conference. Here's Rachel Anderson, 0 for 2. Flew out to Kalina Oates in the second. Popped to Madison White in the fifth. Here's the pitch. That's a ball. 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count. Here's the one. And it's a base hit there. Game's not quite over yet. So it looks like another pinch hitter there for Grandview. That's Gillian Overturf from Anarchy, Iowa. Gillian Overturf, as Gracie Hagel is the courtesy runner. So only 2 hits now for Grandview. They're checking to make sure they got everything all situated. That's Overturf from Anarchy, Iowa. Central Methodist needs one more out to go for win number 23, but most importantly, 10-3 in the conference.